Everyone knows the Inca Trail, the legendary route that Inca royalty and high priests once used to reach their city in the clouds. It's iconic, but it's also very crowded. If you want the raw, unfiltered heart of the Andes, you have to look higher. They call the Salkantay Trek one of the most beautiful hikes on Earth, but what they don't tell you is that it's a brutal test of endurance. We're trading stone steps for 15,000-foot glacial passes, dodging sudden hailstorms, and relying on coca leaves just to keep our lungs moving in the thin air. For 4 days, we pushed through frozen peaks and humid cloud forests to reach the foot of the most famous citadel in the world. This is the Salkantay Trek to Machu Picchu.
Salkantay!
We got picked up at 4 a.m. We stopped for breakfast on the way. It is now 20 past 8 in the morning and we're about to start hiking. We met our guide Roger and our group. If you ever get lost, he even has a map on his t-shirt, which really does make things easy. He gives us agua de Florida, traditionally used for spiritual cleansing, and it's supposed to help with the altitude.
I kind of like the smell, you know.
Which we need because we're starting the hike at 3,800 meters above sea level.
My PP, eh? Sorry, bro. Salkantay!
Vamos! First few steps of our 6-day Salkantay and Inca Trail.
And it wasn't gentle as we started straight in a zigzag up the mountain.
Hiking up with some pretty cool views of Humantay Mountain, the snowy peak behind me.
And then we're finally on the flat. Roger is constantly chewing coca leaves, which he calls Andean fuel. And as the incline gets steeper, you'll see him tuck a massive wad into one cheek, creating a green-stained grin. He explains that it's not about the tradition and that the leaves act as a mild stimulant that suppress hunger, thirst, and fatigue while helping your body carry more oxygen. We snake up the mountain, stopping periodically to put on sunscreen and fighting the beating sun, with the incredible valley opening up behind us.
Humantay Mountain, as well as the Salkantay Mountain, popping out through the mountains as we climb up this little windy path.
To the local Quechua people, Humantay is more than just a mountain. It's a powerful ancient deity that guards the water source of the valley below.
Now we're in a rocky bit where we cross this little river. We've reached some civilization, the Humantay Mountain with a big waterfall underneath it too.
As we approach the giant mountains, we reach the base of our camp, the sky huts.
Gracias.
Watch out with the puma,
Made it to the sky camp.
Just catch my breath.
We find our dome covered to shield it from the sun and dump our bags.
Hello, welcome to Sky Camp. Stay night number 1. Welcome to a crib.
It's such a small door.
It's refueling time. Guacamole with the freshest South American avocados, pasta salad and veg, because it's time for a side quest.
Now we're heading up to Humantay Lake, which is supposedly the steepest climb of today. It looks really close, but in actual fact, it's pretty far away. It can take us maybe an hour and a half.
The Salkantay Trek normally leads you over the high pass, but first you have to survive the side quest to Humantay Lake. It's a brutal high-altitude scramble to 4,200 meters. The payoff is an incredible view at the base of a sacred glacial pool sitting directly in the shadow of a god.
We're about halfway till we reach the lake.
Feels weird, I'm walking so slow.
Right now you're the conquerors.
And each step feels heavier and each breath shallower because of the altitude.
After a grueling hour of uphill walking, I think we're almost here.
We turn the final corner and cross the ridge, and we finally see it.
Wow.
With its deep turquoise blue set underneath a giant mountain, you can feel the energy and tell immediately why they considered this a sacred mountain as it looms above you.
I don't think I've quite seen a lake like it. Like, the water is so ridiculously blue and clear, and the glacier behind it looks so impressive. Was it worth the 3-hour climb to get here? Almost certainly.
We're heading back down in the shadow of the gods back to the domes.
So someone came over and pulled the sheet off this dome. Now it looks absolutely insane.
That is my bed. And look at those mountains behind. I think this is one of the best places I've ever stayed.
Yeah.
This is amazing. I also feel like we're going to really see the stars tonight, Kiran.
It's the evening now and we're about to go for dinner. I had a lovely little sink shower because there's no actual shower here. It's such an incredible place, just lying in this dome, looking up at these mountains which are still being lit by the sun while everything is dark. It really does feel like a magical place. It's dinner time and Roger tells us the plan for tomorrow and the 5:30 a.m. wake, and we're turning in for the night. Not before we're all given hot water bottles.
It is 5:50 in the morning. We got a wake-up call at 5 a.m, which is actually really nice because they brought us a lovely cup of coca tea, and then we're about to hit the road. Today is supposedly the highest and the hardest day. Looking forward to that one.
Feeling nervous, but feeling good.
We leave the Soraypampa Sky Camp and begin the slow ascent to Salkantay Pampa. It looks as beautiful as ever as we head towards the Salkantay mountain, which is kind of shrouded in this mist at the bottom, which kind of shows you how high up we are. Today we're heading to 4,630 meters over the Salkantay Pass and the highest of this whole trek. It was also one of the most unexpected, but we'll come on to that. Day 2, how are we feeling?
Very good. Not tired yet, but it's gonna get hard.
You guys have been racing up these mountains as well.
I know. Yeah.
Like it's
a competition.
some kind of ultra. The long legs and the 20-year-old bodies. We hike towards the Salkantay mountain, trudging uphill. That is our path, which looks pretty steep.
We just saw it.
There are quite a lot of people and bags on horses, and so every time a horse comes past, you've got to stay on the mountainside. So obviously if you're on the cliffside, it could push you off, and let them pass, which is sometimes a nice little break on these uphill ascents, because this is definitely the steepest part we've walked so far. If the steep clouds weren't enough, the clouds roll through and the weather really starts to turn. Within a few steps, it's hailing. This is definitely the most grueling part of the walk. I'm about to get passed by some horses. We finally made it to the iconic Salkantay Pass, and we saw nothing.
No comment.
It's so windy and rainy at Salkantay Pass. The wind whips the bitterly cold rain into our faces as we glare into the mist. Roger turns to us and says, "Guys, this weather is effing awful. Let's head down." We cross to the other side of the valley, huddle behind a rock for some much needed soggy sandwiches and coca tea, of course. It's looking like the rain is stopping. We didn't get great views, but we did have really nice views of Salkantay yesterday, and from our dome, which I'm very grateful for. We've got a couple of hours downhill walking. We make it to lunch. We start the descent of the trail towards Huaramache, our lunch spot.
Still alive. We're barely breathing.
So we stopped for lunch, which was actually probably the best lunch of the trip so far. Like a bunch of stuff that we've now eaten and I forgot to record. And then we're back on the road. And our motivation for getting there is that we all have a private bathroom and a private shower. And if you get there quick enough, the shower will be hot. Hot shower, everyone.
It's a race to the hot shower. We're running now.
And we're setting off on our adventures again. The weather today has just been ridiculous. We were stuck in this snowstorm and now I've changed into my shorts. Behind us is this really aesthetic pointy mountain as well, which is pretty cool to see. We traverse the valley towards Colapampa as the scenery turns into a scene from Jurassic Park. We have been walking now for like a good 10 hours or so. They did mark today as like a challenging day. We went from a snowstorm to a jungle to sun to putting shorts on to loads of waterfalls. 10 hours of walking later, surviving a hailstorm, and we are almost there. There's life on these mountains with houses visible on the mountainside. We finally made it to the domes. Never have we been so happy to see a dome. Day 2 domes look even better than day 1 domes. Welcome to our crib on the Salkantay Trek. This is probably one of the coolest rooms we've ever stayed in, not just on a trek, like full stop. Let me show you why. We live today in this triangular shaped dome on a hill. We've got views of the valley, the Salkantay mountain just behind that corner. It is just ridiculous. Look at all this space. We're gonna push these together to make them twin beds as well. This view is ridiculous. Have you done a trek with plugs before? It's an absolute luxury. Bathroom, boom. Shower, hot water, boom. Paid a premium for it, but absolutely worth it.
What an incredible spot. After dinner and a celebratory shot or two after a treacherous day, it's time to turn in because it is 5:30 a.m. morning in the domes. Beautiful sunrise. Look at that. I think domes generally are very aesthetic. They are also incredibly cold, is what we've come to realise. We refuel with cake and eggs for breakfast, cocoa tea and pancakes, and then load up our bags and snacks and we're back on the road.
Day 3, feeling good?
Yes, sir. I've got a blister on my toe, but it's okay. I'll walk through.
It's probably from the speed that these guys walk at.
Day 3 is a shorter day.
Not too bad of a day for us today because we only have to do 11 kilometres.
We're hiking from Colapampa to a coffee farm and then to the jungle domes of Lukmabamba. Roger crushed some local berries and applied our war paint for the journey ahead.
And apparently they use the berries to eat and also for tattooing. Sam, where's your face paint?
It was like magic, it somehow just disappeared.
Wiped it off, but let me show you some of my favourites.
It actually means sacrifice.
Does it make you feel royal?
Yeah, very much so. They had a lot of forehead to work with.
You can tell he was doing a trial first before he did everyone. This is a big one.
This is the best one. This is the best one.
This is the club.
This valley is really epic. Our trail cuts alongside the mountain and today is definitely more leisurely and the sun is glorious.
Few hours of gentle walking today.
So far, so good.
Peru produces some incredible coffee. This region, as you descend from the mountains, is warm and humid and perfect for growing Arabica beans. We see the coffee cherries, watch them being peeled, washed and toasted by hand before they're ground and tasting the freshest cup of Peruvian coffee, much needed after days of tough hiking.
Home roasted, homegrown coffee.
Smells nice.
It's then a short ride to the camp for the night, the jungle domes. It's our final meal as a group. As we're splitting up, we're extending our hike to do also a little part of the Inca Trail so we can enter Machu Picchu through the Sun Gate. And considering we're on a hike, we're eating some pretty gourmet food. We drop our bags in our bougie dome and it's an afternoon of eating and recovery.
Welcome to our dome number 3. So as soon as you walk in, you've got this amazing panoramic view overlooking the jungle. I think we're one of the higher ones as well, so we've definitely got a better view. Also, this is the first time we've actually had a double bed. We've been sleeping in twin beds, which is fine, but you kind of need a bit of warmth because it gets very cold at night. This is our very luxurious toilet within the tent as well.
We spent the afternoon just relaxing in our dome, which is amazing. And now there are only 3 of us left. Me, Sam, and Mendel. Day 4. This morning we woke up and it was raining like absolute mad in our little dome. Like the sound of the rain was probably the loudest rain I've ever heard. Today's breakfast, absolutely incredible. We're about to start trekking in the rain this morning.
We had these puffed quinoas that taste so much like sugar puffs and randomly ate a breakfast cake. I'm hiking but also putting on weight and we're back on the trail.
It is incredibly humid. And because it was wet this morning, you can still feel the water dripping down from all the trees.
Today we're heading up the Humantay Pass to see the ruins and our first view of Machu Picchu from across the valley, and then down to Hydroelectrica, across the railroads to Aguas Calientes, the gateway to Machu Picchu. We're hiking up through the rainforest, through dripping leaves and wet mud with glimpses of the valley peeking through until we reach part of the Inca Trail. This is a sweaty part of trail, but the views of the valley are epic.
We're walking now the original trail that the Incas would have used back in the day, and this is the trail where the messengers used to walk along we're taking information from place to place, we can actually go to Machu Picchu properly twice. Once tomorrow on the Inca Trail as we go through the Sun Gate, and once on our tour the following day. And also on this trail, we'll get a pretty unique view from it from far away, so that will also be pretty cool.
Amazing jungle.
Amazing. Amazing.
We've reached a little break spot. Views from here are pretty incredible as well. From this terrace, we had a really cool view of a bunch of mountains, and we could see in the distance Machu Picchu and the terraces and Huayna Picchu. But then in the last 5 minutes, it just got completely cloudy. There are also some llamas as well.
We climbed for 3 hours through the cloud forest to reach the ruins of Yactapata. Most people miss this spot, but it's the only place where you can see Machu Picchu sitting on a mountain ridge in a distance. It was once a sacred rest stop.
The equivalent of like a modern day hotel.
And standing here watching the clouds swirl around the citadel from across the valley, you realise just how massive and intentional the Inca Empire really was.
And we are now back into the jungle. It is very muddy. We just sat down to have our lunch. Very wholesome food, let me show you. Corn soup, maize, and then I have some lentils, rice, avocado, Sam's got a fish.
On the trail, I picked up some grenadillas from a local seller. They're like passion fruits, but bigger and sweeter, and post-lunch was the perfect time to eat them.
The sides of this bridge are made from this like pretty thin metal wire. You could definitely just fall off here with enough force.
We finally descend to the Machu Picchu Conservation Area and Hydroelectrica, the start of the railroad.
And it really does feel like Jurassic Park here, with all the giant mountains. Our walk from here to Aguas Calientes shouldn't be too long, and then we're staying in a hotel, which we haven't done in several months, which will be nice. This is the most civilization we've seen in absolutely ages, and it's because we've reached Hydroelectrica, and it's also a train station, and the train has just stopped here, so a load of people have got off. It's really cool actually, because they built like a little town surrounding this train track.
Every so often you have to pull over as a train passes through. As we see civilization growing closer and closer in the distance, Aguas Calientes. It feels like a base camp at the edge of the world, where every traveller is buzzing with the same nervous energy for the sunrise climb to the citadel tomorrow. We weave through the narrow streets and markets for some well-deserved rest at our hotel. 4 days, 50 miles, and a body that feels every single foot of it. We finally made it to the base of the mountain, but the journey isn't over yet. While most people will wake up tomorrow and catch the tourist bus to the front gates, we're going to be doing something different. We found a way to link the Salkantay Trek with the final stretch of the original Inca Trail, a secret back door that leads you straight up to the Sun Gate. Tomorrow we will enter the lost city the way the Inca intended, and I'll see you at sunrise.